Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Nuketown, and today I want to bring you guys the top 5 hardest high round maps in Call of Duty Zombies. Now, real quick, I do want to say that not everybody's going to agree with me on this, and that's completely fine, but let's get right into the list. Now, where do I begin with Tranzit, and what can I say that really hasn't been said already? But this map is absolutely terrible for high rounds, especially if you're playing solo, because with solo, you really can't even open the pack-a-punch effectively. But that combined with having to get the jet gun being the wonder weapon, which is probably one of the worst ones ever added into Zombies, the fog, the hugeness of the map, the bus being really inconsistent, the Avogardo coming after you all the time, the inability to just be able to get around the map effectively, and so many other factors really contributed to just being one of the hardest maps ever put into Zombies. Up next, coming into number 4, is Call of the Dead. Now, Call of the Dead's always really been an enigma in the Zombies community because it's not really all that difficult until about round 35, and then all of a sudden it becomes massively difficult. And most of that is due to bad wonder weapons, and then the map just getting really laggy past about round 60. So, basically about round 35, with it being the Scavenger not really being a very powerful wonder weapon, and the VR-11 not really doing much, especially on solo, really it's just a difficult map because you run out of ammo so much. Yes, you can kill George, and you can get a wonder weapon out of him, but the thing is that yes, that runs out of ammo extremely quickly, and then what are you supposed to do? Okay, well, I'll go trade out. Well, that didn't really work out because none of the box locations are really in very good spots. I mean, name me one good spot other than spawn on Call of the Dead that actually has a really good box location and you're not going to die at. And then once you get into the higher rounds, like let's say round 55, round 60, you actually start getting a lot of frame lag, which is basically your game runs at a lower FPS. People aren't really sure why this actually happens. There's a lot of good theories out there, but I haven't seen a really solid one as to why this actually happens. But if you know about it, tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear it. I don't really know about it. But basically, if you can actually get there on solo, then your game's just going to basically lag, and that makes it 10 times harder. Coming in at number 3 is Nuketown. All I can say is that Nuketown speaks for itself because there's a reason that no one has ever passed round 100 on it, that being co-op or solo. At least with Call of the Dead, someone has actually passed round 100 on it, that being on co-op, because on solo it is actually impossible. But then again, on Nuketown, no one will probably ever pass around 100, and that's because if you take out the Ray Gun Mark 1 and the Ray Gun Mark 2, there are actually no wonder weapons on the map. And that being combined with really hectic training locations, hectic spawns, really extremely quick spawns actually on top of that, and there just being the fact that you have to constantly trade weapons in and out, it makes it an extremely difficult map. There's a reason that a lot of these bigger YouTubers keep trying to go after Nuketown round 50 challenges, and they can't even get to round 50. That actually shows something that for most maps, yeah, players can get to round 50, especially in Black Ops 3 now, but on Nuketown, it's a real challenge to actually get to round 40 or round 50. Up next is number 2 on our list is Moon. Okay, so this might seem like a little bit of a weird pick to most people, but hear me out on this one. Moon is an extremely difficult map, not necessarily because of like the other ones on the list where it doesn't have good wonder weapons or bad training spots. This one is hard because of the fact that what is going on inside the map makes it difficult. That being the astronaut in Black Ops 1 is extremely difficult to kill, especially in high rounds if you don't glitch him out. There's actually a reason why Zombie Records has separate leaderboards for glitching out the astronaut, that also being the excavators. There being so much going on within the map that it's actually extremely difficult to get to high rounds. That also being that you can't actually blow out most of the windows in the areas, because if you do, it makes the game so much slower, and you actually have to train in spawn. If you've never actually seen the world record game for Moon, the world record strategy is basically just going in and out of spawn through the actual jump pads and then just killing zombies. Most people really can't do that, and if you ever try going for a high round in something other than, let's say, the biodome or outside in your mule kick, it's extremely difficult to do to try to get to around 100 on Moon. And even if you do train in those locations, let's say you train in the biodome, right, you need to go every couple of rounds to actually go and get the excavator done, right? And for most people, they're actually going to probably die doing it if they don't know what they're doing. And if you train outside by mule kick with the zero gravity, especially on Black Ops 1, you're probably going to mess up at some point, and the wave gun doesn't have a lot of ammo. So once you run out of ammo with that, you're going to have to go and do trade outs, and then on Black Ops 1, especially again with the zero gravity on Moon, it really is a pain in the ass, and you're most likely going to die during that. But if you really don't believe me, go back and play Moon on Black Ops 1, because Black Ops 3 Moon really doesn't do it all that much justice as to how hard the map actually is. Now finally, at our number 1 spot is 5. Okay, so let's be real for a second. What on 5 isn't actually that difficult? This map is just downright difficult no matter what angle you look at it from, right? Most people can get to round 30, round 35, whatever it is, right? Training in the war room, that's not actually all that difficult. It's harder than most maps, yes, but it's not downright difficult to the point of, okay, I don't want to do this. But then once you actually want to go for, let's say, around 100, right? You need to actually completely change what you're doing, and it is stupidly hard. So not only do you need to actually train and spawn, but first off, to actually in order order to be able to do that, what you need to do is go to a window with one zombie left in a round, and then you need to just sit there and board up that window for hours in order for him to never actually spawn back in there again. It's called setting windows, and basically what it does is after a while the zombie will die out, and then basically no zombie will ever spawn back in that window again. You would think that would make it a lot easier, but no, it really doesn't, to be quite honest. And the way you have to do is you have to run traps in the first room and just really hope that you get lucky with the zombie spawns. You have to have an upgraded crossbow with this, otherwise you're going to die. There's so many times in the world record game, or anytime you ever see someone go past round 100 on 5, where they just shoot the crossbow and they really hope that it just gets them out of a corner. There's really nothing else that you can do with that. And seriously, if you don't believe me on this one, go try it for yourself. If you want to go sit in a window for 4 hours and try to board it up just to actually get to be able to run these traps and do a stupidly difficult strategy, I thought not. But this is just one man's opinion. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? By the way, real quick, in the description, I'm going to have all the guys that have the world records for every single one of these maps linked in the description. Go check them out. They're all nuts. Seriously, I do applaud them for actually going for these high rounds on these difficult maps. I wouldn't have the patience nor the time to do that. They're all insane players. But while you're down there, I'd also appreciate a like and subscribe if you guys are new around here. Turn on notifications because you're my daddy. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. By the way, I did forget to mention this in the regular video, but I want to talk about a couple things real quick, just some channel updates, whatever it is, right? So basically, I have sort of a new schedule for what I'm doing. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to stream every single day on YouTube, starting at between 2 to 3 Eastern time every single day, and I'm going to stream for a couple hours, and I'm going to upload my daily video at 8 p.m. Eastern time every single day. No matter what's going on, whether I miss a stream, whatever it is, I'm going to have a video every single day unless something really keeps me from doing that. And then about an hour from when my video goes up every single day, I'm going to stream over on Twitch. So if you want to go follow me over on Twitch, I would really appreciate that, to be quite honest with you. I really do want to go get affiliated over there and eventually maybe get partnered, hopefully maybe. So I wanted to update you guys on that. So what's going to be, going on is I'm going to have that schedule basically from now probably until September, and then maybe things will change, because of classes at college, whatever it is, right? So basically I'm going to have that schedule for the next couple of months. And then, like I said, please do go follow me on Twitch. I would really appreciate it. And as I mentioned probably about a month and a half ago, whatever it is at this point, right, I'm actually going to be changing my name soon. So it's going to be RUSHIN instead of Russian8703, right? I'm going to be changing that soon. Hopefully it's going to be in the next couple of weeks, whatever it is, right? Probably when I get my next paycheck, from YouTube, right? So I'm going to get a complete overhaul of, my graphics, everything like that. I'm going to be actually changing my name. So I'm probably going to make a video right before I actually do it so you guys don't freak out and you unsub, whatever it is, right? So I'm not going to be changing anything with my content. I'm not going to be changing anything like that. It's literally just going to be a rebrand and a different name. You guys can still call me Russian, obviously, but you're going to have to spell it differently. Again, not going to be all that different. It's literally just a name change, different graphics, whatever it is, right? But I kind of wanted to mention that because it's been a while and so many new people are coming to the channel, right, every single day, that I figure, you know what, okay, well, I figure I should mention it at some point. And yeah, really just, not a lot of people around for that. It didn't get a shit ton of views, so I figured I would mention it here. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of update you guys on a couple of things that are going on. Like I said, do go follow me on Twitch. I would really appreciate it. Check everything else out in the description. I love you if you did that. If you stayed all the way through and you actually watched this whole thing, I wanted you to actually comment pancake, because that would actually, mean that obviously you made it all the way through the video and you listened to all my rambling and all my bullshit, right? So I really do appreciate you guys, coming out every single day of the videos. It's really been insane as of lately, and continuing to go forward. I do hope that we can continue to grow. Anyway, I do love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow, or actually later tonight, for another stream. Peace.